Oh, there's the sun. There's Ning.
Yay.
There's John. So we're on our way to my 10K, John's 5K. He decided to run with me, and Ning's there. Okay, she's gonna just hang out. But I totally had my vlogging camera all set to like vlog, and I grabbed my memory card and it was empty, and the little button on the side broke off that like locks it and unlocks it, and it's like perpetually stuck in like locked position. So I don't have to buy a new memory card. Oh well. But yeah, so I'm vlogging with my phone if the quality's not so good. But I don't know. Nothing's going right this morning, so I don't know how this run's gonna go. I'm happy John's running it with me though. He's running half of it with me, so it kind of loops twice. So the 5Kers and the 10Kers start off at the same time and do the first loop together, and then the 5Kers finish and the 10Kers keep going. So I'll be able to run with John for the first half. But my last 10K I did, my practice run last week, I was able to get it in an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm kind of hoping to get more like an hour 10 today because I'll be with the group. Maybe even an hour would be nice, but I'm not gonna hold my breath, and it's just been a bad day. I lost the little like ear cover thing to my Power Beats, which I've had these things for 2 years and never lost one. So I don't know. I can't run without music either. There's this meme online that says real runners can run to the sound of their feet hitting the pavement.
I was gonna say.
Well, I'm not a real runner because I need my music. I need my music. You know why? Because there's always that person that you pass that's kind of making funny breathing noises, and it throws off your own breathing noises.
That's never happened.
Oh, it happens to me. You've never really run far enough to have that happen to you. So, anyways, but yeah, it's 8:39. I've been up since 6:45 because I need to eat. Did you survive?
Mm-hmm.
John ran his second 5K in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you train for this time?
Not at all. I should have ran.
He didn't
more.
run at all this last week or the week before that.
But that doesn't mean I ran fast. I ran slow.
Yeah, but you still survived. I survived my 10K and was pretty happy because my goal, like I said, was an hour and 10 minutes, and I finished in an hour and...
Do you know?
It's in my phone. But yeah, it was a good run. We've been home for a few hours now. We went out to like a brunch with Ning, and then I'm gonna do her homework. I'm gonna do her makeup because she wants some pictures taken for her work. What are you doing?
Shooting you.
Why?
Because you were doing this.
Oh.
Like it's all crooked.
Oh.
Trying to hold it straight.
Oh.
So it's
And then
not
we're gonna do
making
family
one
pictures
feet.
tonight. Ning is gonna take pictures for us. She's actually a photographer based in Indiana. So if you're looking for, hey, don't pull that off. If you're looking for a photographer for like weddings, events, modeling, senior pictures, family pictures, stuff like that, she's really, really good. So I did some pretend modeling for her yesterday. She's doing some like editorial stuff. So it was very awkward, but I survived. And then tonight she's gonna do our family pictures. So I'm excited about that because I want to get a big like canvas print to go over that side of the couch since we have the mirror over here. I think it'll look really nice. So yeah, my runner's high is wearing off, however, and I really just want to go to sleep. So I was very unprepared for this family photo session, and I didn't have outfits planned or anything, so we just decided for people just be comfortable and just, because this is like family photos for us, they're not really necessarily for like any like card or anything, but I really like this wall that we were doing pictures in front of for Ning's little project, so we came back here because I kind of wanted to get a background with this wall. So the kids are all basically wearing street clothes, and so are me and John, and we're gonna try to hopefully get some good pictures, even though it's cold out right now. Is the sun right though?
The sun is fine.
Okay.
Now Wyatt. Because you might hurt something, okay? Alright. You gotta come a little bit closer. So have you stay right here, Ava. And then Wyatt. And then
Are you gonna take a photo? Are you gonna take a photo?
Recording me? Yeah, I'm filming. There's Sydney. Look how skinny she is after having 2 kids. When was Lily born? 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago. And she's in size 2 pants again. There's no time to eat anything. And there's Lauren. There's Lauren. And there's all the junk food that I just ate. So, it is a few days later. I have not been doing very well at vlogging. Life has just been so crazy. But yeah, let's see, what's happened? So Ning came into town and we did the pictures. Everything turned out really well. She did such a good job. Like, I'm so excited to get the family pictures. The modeling pictures that I did for her, like, I felt like the biggest idiot. Like, I felt so dumb posing, and she just made me look so like not dumb. She's just so good. So again, if you need anybody in the Indiana, Michigan, Ohio like area, she's just awesome. I'll leave her information below. But yes, we did that. Week went by, school, kids, I babysat some kids, volunteered at school, lots of stuff. Skipped to Tuesday I think it was. I went out to lunch to celebrate my friend's belated birthday. We usually try to get together every month at least for like a dinner or something like that. We just went to our local bar and just had a nice dinner and just talked and stuff. But so that was fun. And then today I am actually right now on my way to Detroit. As you guys know, have been, which I'm going to make my adoption search type thing video. I promise you, it's just going to be, I know, a very emotional video. So I want to make sure I can actually sit down and then I have, this sounds stupid, but you guys know me, I'm an introvert. Like when I get emotional, I get exhausted. So I want to make sure that I have time to sit down and do this video in a way that I'm not gonna, if I do like get completely depleted talking about all this stuff with you guys, that I don't have something important later to do or that kind of thing. I also want to do it when the kids are not home, just so I can be clear of mind, so I can kind of, I don't know. So I will get that video up, I promise. But as you guys know, if you follow me on Facebook, I've been kind of, I started my adoption search like a year ago. So part of that was doing my 23andMe, which I found out a lot about, which again, I'll talk about later. So I joined a bunch of Facebook adoption groups, like Korean adoptee groups. One of the ones that I joined was the Michigan Korean adoptee group. I joined them a long time ago. Some of them I actually left because I was getting really depressed. I don't know. I was getting really sad about the whole thing, and I just didn't want to. I just wanted to, like, for a few months, just like completely separate myself from the whole adoption thing and just feeling bad and down on myself. So, anyways, last week I decided to be more involved and finally put myself out there, kind of introduce myself to all these groups and stuff, and started commenting on other people's posts. And one woman posted something, and I noticed that she was not that far away from me, so I just was like, hey, you know, like, I'm only this far away, you know, hi, you know, I'm new to the group too, kind of thing. And somehow that like spiraled into us, me and her and another woman who doesn't live that far away from us, just like in a group Facebook Messenger type conversation, and then literally like within an hour was like, hey, we should all get together for dinner and talk. So skip to like 2 days later, and now I'm headed to Detroit to meet them and to have lunch with them. And I'm really excited, I'm really nervous, and I'm really anxious because I've never in my lifetime, like never in my lifetime have I ever met or been able to sit down and talk with like a Korean adoptee, other than my sister, who is who like doesn't like to talk about stuff. So she's like not the greatest person to, I don't know. I've never been able to talk to my sister about stuff like that. My cousins who were adopted, I never really talked to them about it. As you guys know, one of my cousins who was adopted, who I was probably the closest to, passed away last year. I'm gonna get all sad, so I'm gonna stop talking about that. But she passed away last year, so. So anyway, so my networking has been very minimal when it comes to being able to talk to people who might have things in common with me. And so I am just really excited to meet these girls who are around my age and are adopted, and hopefully we can share stuff. I don't know how concise I'm being with how I'm talking right now because there are cops everywhere right now. It's a weekend and it's beautiful out and it's the highway, so they are everywhere. Like I've already passed 3 in the last 15 minutes. So right now I'm just trying to stay calm as I head to go meet these girls. Yeah, I'm not wearing a tank top. Like I am wearing a tank top, but I have my blazer next to me. It's just so like, it's cold outside, but it's hot because the sun's like beating down on me and my blazer's black. So I promise it's like fall here and I'm not underdressing. It's hot in my car. So don't know why I need to tell you that. I think I'm just nervous and I start to ramble when I'm nervous. So as you can see by the placement of the sun, it is 5:11 right now. It was such a good, fun lunchtime. Like I said, I'd never been around any Korean adoptees, well, any adoptees, let alone Korean adoptees, really, to like actually talk about and relate to. So it was so cool. we're the only Asians in the restaurant, of course, but it was neat sitting like with a bunch of Asian girls, like in like my area, you know, like I didn't fly to LA to be around a bunch of Asians or to Fairfax, like it was in the Midwest. So that was really cool. I feel like we all just hit it off really well. I'm not gonna talk about anything that we talked about just because I feel like it's really personal, but long story short, like it was interesting because I felt like they knew me even though we just met, and I felt like I kind of knew them, and we just really related really well. Unfortunately, one of the girls had to go home as she had kids and needed to get back to them. So then me and the other girl went and we kind of just walked around some stores that she went to check out, and then we came across other like little handmade itchy stores that were really, really cool, that sold really cool things. I bought a shirt that was on clearance, just a regular t-shirt. It's like, I don't know if I can show you. It's just like a blue t-shirt and it says Michigan in white on it. I don't know. I'm a Michigan fan, so sue me. But it's just a fun little t-shirt. You guys know I like collecting t-shirts. Like, if you ever come across like a really cool t-shirt, let me know, because I just love collecting t-shirts. Like, that's half the reason I run my races, is because I just love having t-shirts, because they're just comfortable and I like the stories behind them, and I like t-shirts. Anyways, so I bought a t-shirt that was like $8, and then we checked out this record store, which was really, really neat. I didn't really need anything there. There was a Trump Sucks tank top or t-shirt that I almost bought. Sorry for all you Trump supporters, but I think he sucks. You're allowed your opinions, I'm allowed mine. And then we went to this Jolly Pumpkin brewery. I love Jolly Pumpkin beers, and I'd never seen one of their breweries before, so we took a chance to go in there, and it was really cool. It was like a restaurant and brewery kind of thing. I don't know. Is it a brewery? I don't know if it was the actual brewery, but they had like it was called Jolly Pumpkin. And I tasted like a bunch of different beers, which were really good. Yeah, I just had such a good time. I don't know. I love those girls. They were just so much fun to interact with. Like, they were just, I don't know. It was just a lot of fun. And I'm only calling them girls because I don't know how much personal information I want to share about them, just because of how we met. Like, it's kind of a sensitive thing. I don't know. I'm excited. Like, every single time I've been able to push myself outside of my comfort zone, like going and meeting these girls online and then driving an hour away by myself to go meet them for a lunch, like that is way outside my comfort zone. Like, way outside my comfort zone. And I actually credit YouTube a lot for the fact that I've grown so much, and gotten so confident about myself, because YouTube makes you put yourself out there, and it's really helped me in my confidence. So I'm really proud of myself to have been able to do that. And I'm also really just excited that I was able to do that. So thankful for my mom for watching the kids, and John for, you know, just letting me up and go. Like, he came upstairs when I was Facebooking with these people, and he's like, who are you talking to? I'm like, oh, 2 girls I met in this adoption group. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna go drive an hour by myself and meet them for lunch on Friday, whether you like it or not, basically. And he was like, okay, that's cool. So I don't know, I have such an awesome husband. But yeah, like, even though we didn't really talk about anything too serious, it sounds silly, but I feel a little bit emotionally drained, just because all these like realizations after talking to people who I could relate with, like I've realized all these things, like, oh man, maybe that's the way why I'm this way, or maybe, you know, this is why I'm that way, and oh man, like this is, you know, this is normal, like for a Korean adoptee. Like, I don't know, like all those thoughts are kind of been running through my head on this drive home, and it's just kind of, I'm really tired now. Emotional stuff takes it out of me. Forgot to show you, this is the beer that I got. It's the Bam Noir, which is really good. And then I got this, and I love this little jug thing, and it's in the chocolate stout, and it was really, really good. And now we're gonna go outside and cook some s'mores. John's out there starting the fire. Oh, and good, Wyatt's playing with pokers like they're a Jedi sword. Laser? What are they called? Sword? Laser?
Lightsaber.
Lightsaber. Savon knows what they're called. And Nuna's, I don't know. Get out of her crotch. It's our first fall fire and marshmallow roast. Mallows. This is John's new glasses. I don't think we showed them yet.
Oh yeah, we have to do like a
review.
A review on them.
So as you guys know, if you watched my last vlog, John was looking for new glasses, and he found these. They're like matte black frames. I don't know if you can see them very well. Turn. And they were $13 after shipping. Like, shipping was like $6. So really they were like $8.
Super cheap.
With the lenses. He says they're really lightweight and comfortable.
They're really kind of cheaply made, and you can tell kind of, but looking at them, it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
and I know
really.
I'm gonna have to be careful with them, but like the hinge doesn't have like that, you know, forgiving thing, and you can see the frame kind of
break.
It's just kind of like just really cheap plasticky.
Yeah.
But come on, the optometrist, I had a $10 copay and $13 for the glasses. It's kind of just an experiment. I want to get nice ones too.
Yeah.
But these, I mean, for $23, I'm done and wearing the right prescription.
Yeah.
Come on, really? How's that possible?
So he got them from Goggles.
Goggles for you.
Goggles for you. I'll leave the link below. This is not a review and this is not sponsored, but
Not at all.
we just think it's hilarious. And if you guys are looking for like backup glasses, or maybe like you get tired of wearing the same glasses every day and you just want like a different type of pair for
Right,
fun.
you could wear like a totally different
Yeah.
style and take
For
a risk and see if
$8.
you like them for really cheap.
So, but we'll
If you
leave
know
the
your
link.
prescription already, you have
Yeah.
to have all your numbers.
We'll leave the link below, but it's just funny because he's like, oh, I just ordered $13 glasses including shipping. I'm like, from where? He's
And
like,
shipping was $6.
he was like, Goggles for you. I'm like, that sounds terrible.
I found an online coupon code. It
Terrible.
was like $4 off or something.
Yeah.
And I guess when you buy your first pair, you can buy 2 pairs for like $30. So
Yeah, which maybe you
I
should have
could have
done.
gotten another pair.
John breaks his glasses easily, so for him to have cheap pairs, it just makes more sense, especially like, because, okay, he put them underneath the couch on the floor for safekeeping.
Because the kids tackled me.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, this is not a sponsored video. I just think it's interesting that they actually turned out to be decent glasses. So if you're looking for decent glasses for your accident-prone husband, or you yourself are accident-prone with glasses or whatever, check them out. They actually are pretty decent. We are doing a meetup with a bunch of Korean adoptees and their families today. It's going to be a ramen dinner. Again, I probably won't talk about or film there, just because, you know, it's what's said in the group stays in the group kind of thing. And again, I don't know. None of these people really know what I do for a living. I say quotation marks. But I'm really excited. It should be a lot of fun. Yesterday was just so much fun and so normal that I'm just hoping this one is like even better. The guy hosting is making ramen, which you guys know I love ramen. John loves ramen. So it should be fun. And I'm excited for our kids to possibly meet fellow Korean adoptees' children. If that makes sense. And I'm really excited for John to meet some spouses, because I think a lot of the reasons why I think a lot of the reasons why I am the way that I am in certain aspects of our relationship has a lot to do with being adopted, especially again after talking to the girls yesterday and finding all these things that we had in common and all these feelings and behaviors. I definitely think they like sink into our marriage, and not necessarily in a negative way, because like I was telling John, like one of the things I think is, at least for me, and it seems similar to a lot of other people I've talked to in regards to being adopted, not necessarily Korean, just being adopted, is that we tend to latch on to people in relationships really fast and move fast in relationships. And I think for me it's because I just want to have somebody, and I'm a monogamous person. Did that count right? I'm a serial monogamous. I did not ever like dating around. I wanted to know where the relationship was, where it was going. I wanted to know if they were mine or not, kind of thing. So for, like I said, it's not necessarily a negative thing, because for me and John, I mean, we got engaged, what, 4 months after we met?
6 months.
October to January, because we got engaged on New Year's.
We met September, so I was
Met
6
September.
months.
So September we met, January we got engaged, and then that following May we were married. So, you know, for us, for me it worked out really well with John, because I knew what I wanted, and you know, and I wanted him to be mine, and he wanted me to be his, and it's worked out almost 8 years later. So, no, it has been 8 years later. That's crazy. 8 years, almost a decade.
I think it's 9 now.
Is it? No, because we've been married for 7.5. It's 8. It's 8 years. So anyways, my point is that, yeah, so this should be exciting, and hopefully it'll go really, really, really well. We'll see. So that's what we're doing right now. And I got a coffee to treat myself, because I was a little bit nervous. And now that I'm thinking about it, coffee and nervous Kelly does not go very well together, because Kelly gets nervous stomach and nervous poops. So coffee doesn't really help with that, but thankfully I think I have some Imodium, my poop pills, John calls them, that I use during my time of the month. Yeah. What's wrong?
It smells like peanut butter.
It smells like peanut butter? Oh, it's because I put peanut butter in the kids' snacks. We're using their little bento go boxes, and I put apples and peanut butter and bananas and string cheese and pretzels. Yummy?
Show one.
I also did Wyatt's hair today. What do you think?
I like it.
So it's Sunday and it's like 2:30 in the afternoon, I think. I just got back from a 5-mile run in the rain. I don't think I ruined my shoes, but they're definitely not clean anymore. They're soaking wet. My whole body is soaking wet, like just destroyed. It started raining right as I was like getting to my like, okay, I'm gonna leave, like, cause I had to eat a little bit something first cause I wanted to do a little bit of longer run today. So I was like, okay, so, you know, I ate my usual bread or my toast and peanut butter and honey, and then I had a banana, and I drank a little bit of water, and I was like, okay, I gotta wait 45 minutes before I run. And right as I was about to walk out the door, it started raining, like sprinkling raining. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go anyways, because if I do a half marathon in April, the likelihood is it might be raining, you know, or even the upcoming 5Ks that I've got scheduled and have signed up for. So I went out anyways, and wouldn't you know it, the second I got a mile into my run, it started downpouring. And it just was like that for the rest of the run. It was like downpouring, sprinkle, downpouring, sprinkle, and then it stopped raining. I was like, oh, okay, and by then I was soaking wet, so I didn't really care. Like, this is a light gray shirt, guys. I didn't really care, and then like literally right as I was like, oh yay, it stopped raining, a car came by and splashed me like soaking wet from my hair down to my socks. So yeah, but I did about 5.16 miles, 57 minutes. It was a really slow run. I think I averaged like 11.2 minute miles. The fact that my shoes got soaking wet before I was even halfway through my run and all of my clothes were soaking wet didn't help. But yeah, so I'm exhausted. But I never checked in after yesterday. So yesterday was a lot of fun. We stayed for, how long did we stay for? We were there from like 4 or 3:30 to, these smell bad.
3 hours.
3 hours. It was a lot of fun though. I've never been, if you follow me on my social media sites, I already said this, but I've never been around so many Koreans in one place, let alone adopted Koreans, and it was just like awesome. I got to meet so many neat people. The food was really good. I brought home a lot of leftovers, so I'm about to make some ramen right now because I'm starving and I'm cold and wet, and ramen just sounds really good. I don't know, I felt so at home. Like, it sounds silly, but I finally like was in a space where I didn't feel uncomfortable whatsoever. Like, even though I was walking into this house full of people I'd never met before, like I'd never met any of them, never spoken to any of them, except for one of the girls who I had dinner or lunch with the day before. She was there, but she wasn't there right when we got there, but I'd never met any of them, and they were all just so welcoming, and I didn't feel awkward at all. And it was finally in one of those times where I felt really at home and in place. Like, I don't know how much I've talked about this in the past, and I'll talk about it a little bit more in my adoption video, but I, as a Korean American, you know, don't think I've ever felt really at home or in place anywhere. Not necessarily with my family, not with not this family, like obviously with my kids and John I feel home, but like I've never, even as a kid, I didn't feel like I felt out of place in my family that I grew up with. I felt out of place at all of my schools. You know, I was very much a chameleon. I would kind of just gravitate towards any sport or any activity that anybody would even feign any interest in me about. Like if somebody was really nice to me in, you know, art class, I would take a really big interest in art. If somebody was really nice to me in choir, I would take a really big interest in choir. You know, anywhere where I felt like maybe I could find my place, I would gravitate towards, even if it wasn't something that I necessarily loved doing, if that makes sense. So that was just exhausting. Like, I don't think that was probably a bit my, like, part of my identity crisis growing up, was just never knowing where I belonged and always just trying to fit somewhere. And even in YouTube, I don't really feel like I fit in the YouTube community, because I don't feel like I'm like everybody else, if that makes sense. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm some precious snowflake that's so different and beautiful. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just trying to say that, like, in me, my internal struggle is just always feeling out of place with my friends, with my, you know, my parents, my siblings. Like, I just have never felt normal or anywhere like near belonging. And this group of people, like, I felt very strongly connected and very welcomed, and very much like I found like where my place was, kind of. So it was a lot of fun. It meant a lot to me, and I'm really excited that I finally have put myself out there and have taken steps to kind of connect with the adoptee community. I think I was just so scared because I didn't want to once again feel out of place. You know, I didn't want to get into this group of people that I should feel a part of and then you know, not belong there either. Like that was just, I think, would have crushed me. It would have just been like the last straw of like, okay, I don't belong anywhere. So it was a lot of fun though. So I'm really glad we went. The kids had so much fun. They got to run around with a bunch of other half Korean kids, and it was just really cool to see that. I really wish I could have experienced stuff like this more when I was younger. Like, I love my parents, but I think that they could have done a better job at keeping me and my sister connected with other Korean adoptees or organizations, and, you know, or at least sharing those organizations with me as I got older. They never really did, and I think I would have benefited a lot if I would have had that support. So but yeah, I mean, and I've met all these people on Facebook. Like, I joined these groups a long time ago, and I never really commented, and I finally just took that chance and commented on somebody's video, and then post in one of the Korean adoptee groups, and it just like spiraled into this, like, suddenly I met 2 girls for lunch, you know, and then I met a whole household full of people and their families, you know, 3 or 4 days later, and now we're all Facebook friends and talking, and it's just great. Like, it's just really awesome, and I just had a lot of fun, and it was a great experience. And I think it'll be really good for my kids too. The whole way home, Wyatt was asking questions like, so what does adopted mean? And, you know, there's lots of Koreans there, and he said this remark like, oh, they have lots of funny faces. And I realized, you know, for him, it probably was weird because he'd never been around that many Koreans before, and I can't fault him. Like, I snapped at him. I was like, don't say that about people. Like, I have a funny face. If you feel that way, you have a funny face because you have my face. But in his defense, like, was exposed to a whole new group of people that he had never been exposed to. I mean, he's seen my friends before, but, you know, Sam doesn't necessarily look Korean, neither does Ning, and that's one at a time. It's never been in this, like, room full of people. So, you know, we took that chance to kind of talk to him about people look different, and you look different, and I look different, and, you know, everyone looks different, and it's okay, and we're all special, and we're all beautiful, and that kind of thing. But I'm just so happy to be able to expose my kids to that starting from a young age. I'm really sad Ava couldn't go because she was with her dad this weekend. I probably could have gotten her. Now that I think about it, I should have asked her dad if I could have had her. He would have been totally understanding and probably let me take her, but it was just so last minute, kind of, and I was so overwhelmed with all these other thoughts that didn't even really cross my mind. But next time I'm definitely gonna make sure she goes. They meet like once a month, so that'll be great, and I'm gonna try to meet with some of the girls that I met there, people that I met there separately when I can. But it's just a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to building more connections and saving up money to go back to Korea next year and stuff like that. It's such a long, like, I was talking about how, like, all I wanted for my birthday was, like, money for my trip to Korea and, like, that GoFundMe thing that I started. And I was just like, because it's just impossible. Like, we've been saving money and then something happens. Our door handle on our door breaks, so we have to replace it. I get locked out of the house. You know, Nuna chews up my $400 bike guard. The kids have, you know, soccer pictures and school pictures and fundraisers and this or that. Like, it's always something, you know. But I'm gonna make it happen. Like, I need to make it happen, especially now since I'm going so full force forward. Like, I need to make it happen because I always lose momentum. If I start slowing down, I lose momentum and then I give up, and I just don't. I think it's too important for me to give up right now. So it was kind of ironic. John was two out of 3 of the white men that were there, and him and the other white male was named John as well. But it was just funny, and it was also funny because all of us had American names, of course. Like, we all had American last names. You wouldn't, you know, if you saw a dinner, like a dinner guest party list, you'd be like, oh, it's a bunch of white people. We were all Asians. We just all had white people names. But yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go because I am, like, just gross right now. I'm soaking wet, I'm sweaty, I'm stinky, and I want to eat. I'm gonna make some ramen, like I said. I'll probably flash a picture of that. But yeah, I don't know how long this video is. It's probably super long because I've been ranting, rambling, but yeah. So I will talk to you guys all in my next video. Bye. Oh, and we're almost at 30,000. I forgot to mention that. Like, I can't believe it. We're almost at 30,000. My birthday is coming up on Saturday, and I think we'll actually make it. And I just want to say I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you guys helping me reach this little goal of mine. So, as always, if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos, and like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like day in the life vlogs, but I'll talk to you guys all later. Bye.